welcome to Straightforward. Today we are visiting with Darryl Carter, who wears many hats in the community. He's involved as a volunteer, representing educators, and working full-time, as well as offering counseling services. You are really living up to your family legacy. So
I'm trying.
So depending on which day, you're wearing different hats.
Correct.
And so I was so very proud when I learned that you were the State District 3 representative for educators. Now, what's the name of that organization?
Well, that's the Georgia Association of Educators, and I'm the District 3 Director on the Board of Directors there.
Okay, all right, so that's where I see you over in Savannah and other places. You're going to all of these meetings.
Correct.
And then you are the representative for Muscogee.
Right, I'm the president for Muscogee Association of Educators.
Okay, all right, so I see you interacting on social media with some retired educators and then some that's presently in the system.
Correct.
Right. Okay, so we're back at school, and you work and advocate for educators.
Correct.
Their concerns.
Correct, and students as well.
And students.
Right.
And so with your state organization, when you all meet, what are you doing? You're bringing to the forefront concerns and issues that's happening in our educational system throughout the state, and then are you all trying to come up with solutions to help?
Right, so it's a collaboration. I will bring the concerns and issues that educators are having in my area to those meetings, and the other directors bring theirs from their particular areas to those meetings. And then we kind of just put our heads together to come up with solutions so that we can eradicate or eliminate barriers for education and the delivery of quality education to our kids, because our kids deserve quality education. And part of that is for them being in the know. That's how we create knowledge.
Exactly. That's the only way we're going to change, you know, those that might grow up in economically and socially disadvantaged communities and homes.
Correct.
So we believe, personally, you and I, you are from a family of educators, that education is our vehicle to going to a different social and economic status. I was sharing with you, and of course your wife is an educator as well, and from a family of long line of educators, that in some states throughout the United States, the requirements for teaching the children, some are just erasing all the requirements. You know, some states you just need, what, a high school diploma?
Right.
Some other states, they're taking veterans.
Right.
So what are your members, what are they thinking about that? Because you all spend a lot of time and money in getting trained to be educators.
Okay, right. So basically, as you just said, it's a national shortage of teachers in the United States. Not only the United States, if you really look at it around the world.
Right.
Because I think that a lot of people are devaluing what education is all about. And as my dad used to tell me as a little boy, when you know better, you do better.
Yes.
So if I don't know any better, you know, and a lot of times we have politicians that get into these different positions, and it looks like they don't know any better.
No.
So if the last time they spent time in the classroom was, I don't know, 20, 50,
30, 40, 50, 60 years ago,
then you don't know any better.
Right.
So you don't know that student that's transforming or morphing into a productive citizen. How does that look? And the politician is only going about the constituents. Well, this needs to happen, that needs to happen, that needs to happen.
They're making political decisions. And not necessarily decisions that fit education in its real sense.
And
not practical, not in theory, but practical.
It should be data driven. And if it's not data driven, when you look at the numbers of how many students on the graduation rate, is that graduation rate going up or is it coming down? So why don't we make decisions based on that? Why don't we make decisions based on the test scores? And putting somebody that just graduated from high school, 18 years old, 17 years old in the classroom as a teacher, I mean,
Maturity.
Yeah.
It's a maturity. When you got some kids in high school already 18.
Right. So the teacher's 18, the child is 18 about to graduate. What's gonna stop them from
just taking over?
Right, or not crossing the line.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. Let's make common sense decisions.
Common sense. No, really.
Right.
And that's something you can't buy.
Right.
No, you got to have some common sense.
Right.
And so for you as an educator, and being in the classroom, and then all of the professional counseling services that you provide in your other business profession, that makes no sense. Maturity. You can't put an 18-year-old in high school with an 18-year-old and expect a success.
Right.
Now, you might could put an 18-year-old at the daycare because that's a broad enough age range.
Yeah,
right. And they are just learning life. But again, we have kids that come from different socioeconomic backgrounds, different cultures, and as you and I both know, some of them at 15 have seen more than you probably saw at the age of 30, depending on the environment in which they came from. And so your educators, part of your association, they're not excited about that.
No. As you alluded to earlier, we have guys that's gone to college, got bachelor's degrees, master's degrees,
6 years.
Some even doctorates and educational specialist degrees. But then you're gonna let a child that just graduated yesterday, and then after the summer they're instant teacher. Like I said, that doesn't make a whole lot.
Like in the military, that's like the person that finished basic training can't be the general. Because what? You gotta learn and develop your tools over time.
There's a development stage there, and you just can't go from 12th grade to I'm a teacher now. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work
and I think that it'll be important for a lot of our politicians that's in Congress and things of that nature to look into that.
To actually spend a day. They need to spend a day in the classroom. And not just the one where the children from a higher socioeconomic background. They need to go to the neighborhood and really see what it's like. How it's rocking. The children that come with many social issues. And then how that person manages that classroom. What we're going to do is go to our first break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front lines for veterans every day. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road, trusted by generations. Charmaine K. Crabb at RE/MAX Champions Realty, 4800 Armour Road. As an associate broker of residential sales and property management, Charmaine takes your business personally. It's not about finding a dream home, but finding a home that is perfect for you. Call Team Crabb today at 706-392-6116. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing this very important conversation about education with Darryl Carter, an educator, a counselor, a volunteer. I mean, you're wearing the hats, but you were trained to do that. So, I can speak on your behalf. You really didn't have a choice. That decision was made way before you were grown enough to make that decision. But my concern is, in my previous life, we worked with people in rural counties. And here in what we call quote unquote urban, Muscogee County, Columbus, we have a lot of resources that in the rural counties, they don't have. Some of the counties near Columbus are some of the poorest in the nation. And so when you meet at your state level, because you are 3, and I think maybe Talbot County might be a part of that,
That's District 3.
That's District 3. When you all brainstorm What is it that you all bring to the table to try to help those teachers?
So we try to, get with candidates that are running, some that's still in, that may be incumbents in their positions. But we try to discuss with them, okay, what are we gonna, here's the issue. What can we do to help these people? What can you do to help these people? And what can we do collectively? All three of us getting together to help, not only help the person help themselves, give them the resources to make them successful in helping themselves, and what can we do to kind of support and bolster that. So broadband came on, and we do have some of the politicians that we are supporting to make that move. But what we're finding out is, and like I said previously, when you know better, you do better.
Yes.
So when you don't know, that kind of sets up a fear. And so what we're finding is that when we have people in those rural areas that don't know about broadband and don't know about computers, they kind of get jittery.
They're not comfortable with it.
Right. So we try to educate them and say, well, listen, this is what we're moving to. So,
and it's going to make things better for you.
Right. And we try to point that out, because if you just say, well, here's the problem.
Try to force it on them without telling them why.
Right. They're going to be resistant because fear. One main factor of fear is the unknown. If I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, why should I just
Why am I going to change?
Right.
So we've been doing it the same way, and it's been okay. But we're past it's okay. And we found that out during COVID, when the children had to learn remotely. But if you're in an area where the broadband does not exist, or it's a very weak signal, we had a hard time with children being able to get on and off, and then the teachers. And they struggled. They really did struggle. Now here in Muscogee County, you can go to a restaurant, or you can sit outside the library. But they didn't have those type of resources in those counties.
And so, and I think with the infrastructure that that we're talking about, especially in this area, with the broadening of our roads and highways and stuff like that, I think that with that infrastructure, we have to have a Wi-Fi type infrastructure as well. Because if we can build up our roads, then we can build up the way we communicate and communicate better with one another. And because communication is going to be the key in solving some of these issues that we're running into.
Exactly. Because if you can't communicate what the problem is, then it never gets addressed. And then we have, and we see this with school buses. Of course, I know you live in the suburbs. You live in the suburbs, but even with the school bus, the children might have, that go to school in those areas, they might have a longer walk than the children in my subdivision, which they can just come out of the court and go stand on the corner. So even things like that make a difference. So those are the things that you all discuss when you all come together at your association. Now tell me the name of the larger association again. It's the Georgia?
Georgia Association of Education. So let me just start off at the top.
Who can be a member of that? That's why I want to say.
All right. So
let's
if you are in the education business, which we call ESPs, that's an educational support professional, like a bus driver, custodian, the cafeteria worker, ESPs. If you do anything in the school, for ESPs, teachers, educators.
So not just certified?
No.
Okay, see, that's what I want you to get to. So even if you're the paraprofessional, if you're to work as a nutrition aide, if you're the custodian, because I can tell you, the custodian and the cafeteria lady,
they're very important.
They're important people.
They're very
and
important.
I've told people that's running for office, it's important that you know them. Because they know everything.
Everything that goes on in
They know everything. No, they're a good resource. They really are. So they can join this. All right. And what does it require?
Well, all right, so it's a different price for the ESP, which is the education support professional. I think theirs is what, $25?
Okay, so it's affordable.
Right,
All right, we
right.
don't even have to give, so
Right.
it's affordable, it's not $5,000 a year.
Right,
anything like that.
and the thing is that, all right, we're under the NEA, which is the National Education Association.
Okay, you're under the National Education Association,
Correct.
also known as NEA.
Right.
Okay.
And so it's the NEA, then it's Georgia Association of Education,
Okay.
GAE, and then under that right here is Muscogee, MAE, Muscogee Association of
So we got NEA, that's national.
Right.
Then we got Georgia.
And then we have.
Then we have Muscogee.
Muscogee, yeah.
So the folks that work in the schools here
Mhm.
can join the MEA.
Right, but once they join Muscogee Association of Educators,
Mm-hmm.
they automatically join Georgia and they automatically
Oh,
join
that's
NEA.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, because see, in my mind, this is when you don't know, you ask if you would. You need to know,
Right.
be informed. I just thought it was for certified teachers.
No, it's for everybody that works in the education.
Anybody that's working with education in that arena with children,
Right.
they can join,
Right.
and that way they get to be a part of the conversations.
Right.
When you all do your surveys for input, they
Right.
can make a
Right.
suggestion and hand it off to you as the president of
right.
Muscogee.
Even student teachers.
Oh, even student
Yeah,
teachers?
we have a student rate too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's important if you're working in that area to be a part of that
Yes.
professional
Yes.
organization.
Yes.
Because that's how your voice is heard.
Heard, right.
Right.
You're an advocate for education.
Exactly.
Right.
And then anything that you see, what they say, if you see something, say
Say
something.
something, right.
So when they see it, they need to say something, provide it to you in writing, and then you can have it at the local level, then you can have it at the state level, and then it
and
goes on
national.
up to the national level.
Right,
That's
right.
good stuff. I
Right,
like that.
right.
But what we're gonna do is go to our break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Carter Counseling Services in the White House at the Elms, 1846 Buena Vista Road, providing services to enhance the quality of life for clients by promoting healthy, stable interactions within relationships, counseling support to assist individuals in positive personal growth. Call Mr. Carter today at 706-570-8698. The Miley Agency, 4903 Armour Road. Gerald L. Miley and William Ripsinger have been providing comprehensive reviews and insuring families in Georgia and Alabama for more than 50 years. The Miley Agency will work non-stop to find you the best policy at the best price. You can rest assured that your information is secure, confidential, and protected. Call today at 706-996-2045. The Columbus Memory Center, 7196 North Lake Drive, Suite A, Columbus. Dr. Jonathan Liss is a board-certified neurologist and sleep specialist committed to battling Alzheimer's by preserving independence, offering you the opportunity to get your memory number for free, the only vital sign for brain health. Call today at 706-327-4000 or visit columbusmemorycenter.com. Roz Cafe and Catering Services. Choose Roz as your personal chef, knowing every dish is prepared with attention to the finest details and extra care. She will make your next event one to remember with 2 convenient locations to serve you, 390 Batzel Avenue, Fort Benning, and 3418 Buena Vista Road. Visit rozcafe.com. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing this very, very important conversation with Darryl Carter. He is your representative for Muscogee educators. You're the District 3 at the Georgia level, and then that just takes you all to the National Education of Association.
Right.
Oh, educators.
NEA.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So we got the NEA,
GAE.
GAE,
And MAE.
MAE,
Yeah.
all of those acronyms. But if you are in education in Muscogee County, in the Chattahoochee District, in the River Valley, wherever you are on this side of the Chattahoochee, I'm encouraging you to join this organization. This is your voice.
Yes.
Not only are they the advocates for the teachers, support staff,
Right.
and the children.
Right.
This is, if you see something, say something, this is the group to say it to.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
okay. And so, I know with your family legacy, because your mom was my teacher at Carver Elementary, and then she was our counselor at Carver High School.
Yes.
you grew up
Yes.
with knowing,
Yes.
how important
Right.
that education was and being involved.
Right.
When our young teachers coming out of college, and I'm a graduate of the Albany State University, and they put out a lot of teachers, they really do, and good teachers. Do you grab them at the door to say, join this professional organization? This is how you can get a good mentor, like you and your wife. You would be a good mentor for a first-year teacher.
Right.
Now, not student teachers, I know they have supervisors.
Right.
But I mean like a first-year teacher when you've just done everything. And I've seen them, and some of them look like a deer in headlights.
Right.
They're smart, but they're not confident.
Right.
You know, that comes with time.
Right.
You know, being comfortable in that environment.
Right.
Is this a way that a new teacher can get a mentor off the record, not through the system, where they can call someone at night, like you or your wife, and say, is this a good idea?
Sure. Yeah, they can join an student the student GAE, and but the thing is now some colleges we have to contact that department head. And so some colleges will let us in, some colleges won't.
Right, that's the politics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's.
But say if I just got a contract and I'm brand new with Muscogee County, and I'm going, and this is going to be my first time solo.
Right.
Of course, I know the principal, assistant principals, they go in and observe. I've seen all of that.
Right.
But joining this organization, you have such broad range, seasoned people.
Right.
If I wanted to do something, I could call Mrs. Carter, your wife, and say, I would like to do this in my class. Is that a good idea?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And
that's that informal mentorship.
Right. And we get all those calls all the time. We have in this county alone close to 1,000 members.
Really?
Yeah, close to 1,000. And at new teacher orientation that the Muscogee County School District offers for new teachers, we have a table set up. It has Georgia Association of Educators.
Okay, so they can see you.
Right, and
when
they can join.
When they brand, and they can join on the spot.
Right. Or if you say they're shy.
Right.
They can pull out their phone and go to joingae.org.
Okay.
And join right then.
Okay.
You know, some people don't like to talk.
No, they don't. No, really.
Yeah.
Some people like to do what their task is, and they don't like a lot of interaction.
Right.
They're kind of like, introverts.
Right.
And of course we're extroverts.
Right.
We're very social.
Right.
But that's not the case. And they want to do their job and do it well.
Right.
So even for the people that's watching today, they can go where to join?
That is join, joingae.org, O-R-G, and sign up right there.
Okay, online. From their iPhone.
Right.
And that's for our nutrition workers.
Right, nutrition.
Old school, we call them the cafeteria ladies.
Right.
They made the best peanut butter cookies. We look forward to those peanut butter cookies.
Right.
And then we have our custodial staff, which is very important to keeping everything clean.
Right.
We're not discounting anybody. Our bus drivers,
right.
Our parapros offer you all the support you need when you just feeling overwhelmed.
Right.
And they're important as well as our certified teachers and those that have even the advanced degrees.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So in this organization is whosoever will, let them come if you are working with children.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So how often do you all meet locally? Is it quarterly, annually?
Quarterly, locally. And it's quarterly on the state level as well, and it's yearly on the national level.
Okay.
Nationally, it's called the National Association of Educators Representative Assembly.
Okay.
And we meet during the summers, generally around the 4th of July. But we meet every summer at that time, and it's in different locations.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the Georgia level, you meet quarterly.
Correct.
Right. And then in Muskogee, you meet
quarterly as well.
Right. And it may be in person, it might be by Zoom.
Yeah, so it's hybrid.
Right.
Here.
It's hybrid.
Yeah.
Right.
So and generally I try to make that quarterly meeting right after the meeting from Georgia, so I can come back with information that I got
to pass it on.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, I just am thankful and very proud of the work that you're doing, as well as your wife. I think that you have crafted the total package. You are an educator by day. You are an advocate and supporter of educators and those that provide services to our children, and then you have extended yourself to the counseling business to help address those things that might have been identified during the school day. And a lot of our children come from backgrounds where they have a lot of challenges. And just to know that you're there, you got your eye on the ball, that you're here. So before we run out of time, in the other life, see, you got too many lives. You're about like a cat. You got the full-time teaching, education, then you are part of the leadership to help educators, and then you have Carter Counseling Services. So just share that with us, the address and location, and that's where we are today in this lovely historic home.
So Carter Counseling Services is located at 1846 Buena Vista Road, Columbus, Georgia 31906. And if you would like to go to the website, is www.cartercounselingservicellc.com. Also, the phone number is 706-570-8698.
Well, I think you all are an awesome team, you and Mrs. Carter. I know that you all are making a difference, changing lives, and I will continue to be your cheerleader, telling everybody about it, because you are for the community, you are for educators, and you are for our children. And that's how we're gonna make a difference. So I thank you so much for supporting Straightforward with Gloria Strode, and we will do this again.
Thank you.
All right. This has been Straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.
What up, world? What's up, Columbus? Be sure to tune in every Sunday, Straightforward with Gloria Strode, right here on NBC 38.